Broadcasting from Watts Creative Studios and live on Grove Street FM. You're listening to Talk Local to Me, brought to you by the Central Virginia Business Coalition.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Talk Local to Me. And again, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I'm just gonna put it out there right here at the beginning of the show. I am tired. I am exhausted today. It took everything in me to drag myself down to the studio. I'm not even gonna lie. I was supposed to have an appointment this morning, and I got up and I was so excited. I checked my messages and she had messaged that she couldn't come. And I was so happy. I went right back to bed. I did. So I'm dragging today. And I don't know if it's because of the weather. I don't know what it is. The weather needs to make up its mind, for one. Is it going to be cold? Is it going to be hot? Is it going to be spring? Is it going to be summer? I mean, I don't know. But
isn't that like the best feeling though? Like when you had plans, but then when they get canceled.
it really
Like, I don't mean that. I hope nobody takes that personally. But like
no.
it is like a wave of euphoria that comes over you when that happens. It's unlike anything else. It's
Especially
like, oh
when
my
you don't want to get out of bed.
because you've already planned to do it, and then you literally have like a window of unplanned free time, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is
Yeah.
I know the
That's
feeling.
what I'm saying. I went right back
Yeah.
to sleep. I'm not gonna lie. I just and you know, the thing was, I was actually looking forward to meeting with this person because they're looking at, you know, joining and being a member. So, you know, I don't want to sit here and go, oh,
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't want to meet with them.
No.
I did. I just, when I got up this morning,
Yeah.
I was exhausted, and it felt nice. Like you said, it was kind of nice to just be like, oh, I can go
Oh
back
my gosh,
to
I
bed
have.
now.
Yeah.
Extra
And-
sleep is always good.
Yeah, it is. And so I'm gonna try and make it through here without yawning on y'all all episode and
We won't take it personal today, right?
right. And then the other thing I have to warn y'all about, because right now is this week. I'm excited. I'm super, super stoked for tomorrow. And I think I mentioned this before, but like, it's ACC basketball tournament week for anyone who's a basketball fanatic like myself, because I am. And currently, Wake Forest and Syracuse just started their game, so don't even think I don't have it on right here while I'm looking at it. Like I'm watching.
You're gonna give us play by play.
I am, and I am. I have to give a shout out to my girl Libby Orman, because she's Wake Forest Demon Deacon. She graduated and all that stuff. So, I'm rooting for Wake for you right
Yeah.
now, Libby. But that's the last time you're going to hear me say that, because you know UVA is my team, and I got to make sure I'm rooting for them. But yeah, I'm actually taking off tomorrow all day and going to the ACC tournament.
Whoa.
Yep. Me and my friend, we're heading down there. She's a UNC fan, so you know there's that. But we're heading down there early tomorrow. We've got tickets for all sessions, so we're gonna watch all the games. So we're gonna be there all day, just basketballing it up, tailgating, and spending our money probably on merchandise and beer. Most likely. But I've never been to the actual like tournament. I go to UVA games all the time, and that's, you know, I always tell people, if you haven't been to a game like in the actual arena, like that's a big thing. I got to take my daughter for the first time last year, which was super cool. But I've never been to like the tournament, so I'm really excited
The atmosphere
to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just a different vibe. It's like,
and the ironic part of it is that when we first decided to go, the way the brackets were set, UNC and UVA wouldn't match up until like finals, you know, if they got there. And now the way the brackets got flopped around, UNC actually plays tonight, and if they win, they will play UVA tomorrow. So it'll be super cool to see, like, if the two of us have to actually sit beside each other with our teams going at it. We'll still be friends, but I'm just gonna say I paid for the hotel room, so I don't know where she's going afterwards if we lose. No,
you're sleeping in the car.
well, she did drive, so therefore.
Oh, wow. Y'all both have bargaining power.
That's
now.
right. She's driving, but I've got the hotel room, so we'll see what happens. I'll probably get stuck in Greensboro. I have to call my husband. Can you come pick me up? No. So anyway, I love basketball time. Some of y'all may know I'm super competitive, super competitive. So
No, not
yes,
ever.
just a little bit. I like my teams. I like to win, but honestly, I just like to get swept up in the like, even watching other teams play. Like I just get excited. Like I'll just be like, hey, I want this team to win, and I just get kind of into it. So, But yeah, so what's new in the world of Grover, real quick, before we
Yep.
start talking with
We got
our
a couple
fabulous
things
guest
still in the
today?
works. A couple episodes should be coming out of our little animated show we're trying. We're dipping our toes in that. And we're going to have a pretty cool commercial coming out. That I'm really proud of that coming
Mhm.
out. That's a fully animated, and I mean really well animated commercial coming out.
It's
So
okay. I'm still salty. I'm not voicing over any of the characters, but
I'm excited because
whatever.
like this one for me too is going to be a good showcase of like what we could do animation wise.
Yeah.
But it's also the first official commercial we've done for the station and the app and the podcast, and then to go along with that, then we're doing this little cartoon show, and I'm just excited. We got a lot of good
Mhm.
Grover stuff. He's got
Well-
his new book out. Don't forget,
Yeah, I know. What is it? He
Grover
goes
the
on a
Otter and the
picnic?
Pleasant Picnic.
Yeah, he goes on a
It teaches kids to detach from technology every now and again.
Oh, that's a great message.
I'm telling you, I in each one of these, this is again like behind the scenes stuff.
I feel like the school system should purchase one of those books and give it to every child.
These books, I don't know. I don't want to go too in depth with it, but
We get
each
an email from the school system.
each book has a little touch of a personal story in it for me. Like, so some of these books, when you read them, you're like, oh wow, it's good, but it's from experience. So this was a really good one. I think it's worth for kids to read nowadays.
Okay. And I saw Grover was had a little bit of downtime and was hanging at the office by himself.
Just chilling.
I'm glad he didn't, cause a ruckus.
Well, he didn't video that part. He
Yeah.
only sends me clips. I think he edits his videos before he sends them to me, to be honest with you. But I don't
He's a
know.
talented otter.
He's all over the place. He does podcasts, commercials. It's just he's everywhere.
Good
Writes
gracious.
books.
Yeah.
Yeah. His cousin is coming to town soon.
Who's his cousin?
Gabby.
Oh, I didn't know.
She's moving to the area.
Moving to Bedford.
Yeah, she's going to get a job with the Bedford Police Department.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so you'll see
about
her
her.
soon. Yeah,
Okay.
Gabby's is Grover's cousin, and she's coming from a big city. She really didn't know what to expect in the small town, and you'll learn more in the upcoming book.
Well, she can stop by the Central Virginia Business Coalition.
Yeah, I'll show you a picture.
Things she might need.
Yeah, off the air, I'll
Yeah.
show you a picture of her. She's gonna love this area. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, really quickly, I do have a guest with me. I'm going to have two guests today, but I do have Mary here, and we're going to be talking about Dryer Vent Wizard and a little bit of their other company, Critter Control. We're gonna talk about both of them because right now with spring kicking off, there's a lot of things you guys need to be looking at with both of those. And I will mention really quickly too, our Lead On Summit tickets are on sale till next week. We are about halfway sold out for that event. So make sure you get your tickets for that. And then I also want to do a real quick, I'm getting ready to do like a whole bunch of ribbon cuttings coming up. I mean, like, I don't even know. I'm doing at least 1-2 a week. But I do have a couple, and I'm just gonna highlight because people, y'all go to ribbon cuttings. If you're listening in, ribbon cuttings, like the stores love it when you come to their ribbon cuttings. That's like their grand openings. That's when they want people there. So we're getting ready to do one for a new Scrub Connections. There's a scrub shop that's gonna be open up in Forest. We have one for the Answer Network next week, and the Answer Network is really cool. If you're a business out there and you are tired of answering your phones all the time, or if you're out of the office, the Answer Network, they're a telephone service, so you can actually set it up where they're a call service for your company. If you're needing that extra bit of you don't always have the office help you need, but you just need someone to answer your phones and get you your messages. So really excited for those. And then next, the 17th, guys, put this on your calendar. Okay. If you like sweets and donuts and all the things, I have 2 ribbon cuttings in one day. 2, guys. 10 a.m. Friday the 17th, grand opening of Duck Donuts in Lynchburg. What? French toast donut, here I come. That's my favorite. But yeah, we're doing the ribbon cutting for Duck Donuts at 10 a.m. Friday the 17th. Come on out and support Duck Donuts. And then at 1, so I'm going to be eating donuts, drinking some milk. And then I'm heading to the downtown Lynchburg Farmers Market for the grand opening and ribbon cutting of Holy Heaven Cookie Company. So donuts, cookies, get your breakfast, come get your after lunch snack at the cookie place. I'm gonna be waddling around on Friday the 17th. So, but I'm looking forward to it because I don't think I'm not gonna be shoving cookies and donuts in my mouth. So that's all I gotta say. But anyway, Mary, hey, how are you?
I am good.
I am really glad to have you here with me. And honestly, I love talking with Mary because I feel like Dryer Vent Wizard is a business that not many people realize is there, but it's such a needed tool. Like it's something you need to think about for your home.
It is. The biggest part of our business is the education part, not only, making sure things are running properly,
Mm-hmm.
properly up to code. Some people, even having new contractors, are putting things in place that are not coded right.
Mm-hmm.
But it is the aspect of educating the consumer how to keep your family safe, how to keep your home safe, and why it's so important to have it done.
And I think a lot of people think to themselves, "Oh, I can just clean my dryer vent." I know my husband does that. And I'm one of those ones. Like I pull the little vent out of my dryer and I get all the lint there. But you don't, I was thinking about it the other day, and I guess it's because I've heard Devin, the owner, he's talked a couple of times. But like I pulled it out and I didn't realize, but stuff drops down in there as you're pulling it out. Like you don't get all the lint when you're pulling that little thing out.
Yes.
So you watch it all kind of, like, oh, you can't catch it. So that builds up down in the hose, correct?
It does, and with lint that falls and doesn't get captured when it goes into your dryer vent line, it can produce moisture. It can produce just lint and debris to where that is flammable, and it could cause a fire or mold if you don't clean it properly. Now, you can go out there and clean it, but do you have the right materials, and are you cleaning it the proper way?
Mm-hmm.
If you have the foil type, that is completely wrong
Mm-hmm.
because that can get smushed, and when that gets smushed, it constricts, and then you can have mold or clogging. Then your clothes will start to smell like mold. Your drying times will be longer, or again, the bad fact of it, it can cause a fire, a dryer fire.
Mm-hmm.
You want to have that peace of mind that, when you do dry your clothes and you leave the house, that you're going to come back to a house still standing.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you, dry clothes, I do all the time at night. I'll do a load of
Yeah, I
laundry.
do it more at night than I do
Yeah.
leaving. Like I try not to leave my dryer running, but I'm bad about going to
Yes.
bed
Yeah,
with it running.
I'll go to bed and I'll put a load of clothes in the dryer and just, go to sleep. And you nobody ever thinks it can happen to them until, something bad happens.
Mhm.
And, that's the unfortunate factor of it. But you want to have peace of mind that your family and your home are safe.
Mm-hmm.
And to, obstructed dryer vents are the source of thousands of house fires every year. People often ignore or don't recognize the signs of a clogged dryer vent. The seemingly small oversight can have a disastrous result, including loss of life and property.
Mm-hmm.
Some warning signs of dryer vent issues is the excessive lint on clothing. Like
Okay.
you mentioned, when you just pull your dryer vent out, or not the vent, but
The screen thing.
the
Yeah.
little screen, lint does fall down when you're pulling it out. I just cleaned mine out the other day, and the amount that I pulled out,
Mhm.
that was just clogged because my dryer screen wouldn't sit properly all the way down. I'm like, oh my goodness, it was so much lint.
Mm-hmm.
And there you go. You got excessive lint behind the dryer, overheating or shutting off. Some dryers have buttons or sensors that warn you when it's
Okay.
overheating, and that's always a plus. But the older ones, they do not. If your drying times are longer, you got to put it in for another 20
Mhm.
minutes or another cycle. That is a good key indicator that there's possibly something
Yep.
wrong.
That's always my first one. Like as soon as I realize that I'm having longer drying times, I'm telling my husband, like, you need to go outside and check the the hose. But my question. We'll keep going. I'll ask you this question in a minute. Keep going with the different ways to
Okay.
know.
If your dryer is hot or your clothes are hot, then that's a good key indicator. Not warm feeling when they come out the dryer because
Oh, okay. I was about to say I like to be snug.
yeah. Well, I'll throw a sweater in just to put it on and just be warm.
Yeah.
But if it's excessively hot
Okay.
or your dryer is hot to the touch.
That's interesting.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you have the moldy or mildew smell. If your clothes come out and it just is not the same as that crisp, clean, linen, fresh smell, then, and it smells musky, you probably have a crushed line somewhere where moisture is building up. And
Okay.
that can be, dangerous just with the aspects of mold
Mm-hmm.
and the, complications that can cause.
Okay. So what I was getting ready to ask though is I'm assuming from where my dryer is now, again, this might sound like a silly question because I don't, I leave all this really up to my husband, but like from where the dryer vent is, it comes through the house and then it comes out the back, like on the side of our home.
Uh-huh.
And he goes out there and he'll clean, like I guess he opens up something and he cleans out the lint that's in it. But how do you know you're getting all the way up? Because isn't it like a longer tube? Like, does it normally just come down like to the bottom, or
it is going to depend on the length of
do we need to
your
get a
line.
vacuum?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that is helpful.
Okay.
But it does depend on the length of your line. If you have just like mine is just straight up and out, the back of it comes out underneath my porch, in the backyard. And so I could literally just stick my hand in there and come from start to finish and make sure it's clean.
Okay.
But if you have a long vent line, for one, you need to make sure it's getting cleaned all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we use our brushes and vacuum and,
Okay.
just what we have on hand for that, for the different types of material,
Mm-hmm.
That will clean it out. We also take airflow readings before, and then after we do a cleaning, we'll take an airflow again to see
Okay.
how much airspeed you have increased, or if it's still where it was or below. Airflows are good for determining how clogged your line could be.
Okay. Now, do you have something that also tests to see whether there's moisture or mold in there as well?
Yes.
Okay. I think that would be, something because you can't really see,
Right.
unless you got a flashlight. But I don't even know if you can tell.
Well,
Again,
we
y'all
have
see my knowledge
flashlights,
of these situations, but
we're able to take dryer readings, manometer readings, vacuum readings. That's some of the heat and temperature readings.
Okay.
That's some of the other services that we offer. We have a Check 10 or Check 10 plus one. It's we've added one. The dryer startup pre-check, your vent machine inspection, the lint trap, full vent line inspection, your joints and tape hangers, whether it's, connected or if you've got tape on it to seal up any airflow
right.
releasing, your vent termination inspection to make sure it's made out of the right material and up to code. Washing machine hose inspection is another one that we offer. Interior machine delinting, that's where, when the lint falls, you want to make sure the whole inside of your dryer is cleaned as well.
Okay.
And then we do the dryer final startup inspection to see if everything we've done is good or if there's something else like down the line that needs to be fixed as well.
You mentioned that the the hose, the one that you said is foil. Is that what you're talking about? The
Yes.
foil ones.
Uh-huh.
Do you see a lot of? Because I think a lot of older homes that was kind of what they used. So do y'all still see a lot of that where you're having to change them out? And
Yep,
you
we do.
yeah.
It is like a slinky foil.
Because I remember those at my grandparents' house. I
Yes.
knew they had that old silver looking.
Yeah, and
You attached it to the thing,
it's
and
the
then
foil ones, and those are used for your bathroom
Okay.
vents. Those are mainly used for that. You can use them for this. It's not suggested that you do because they get compromised so easily. They'll
Okay.
get crushed, or if you clean those type of hoses with a brush, the brush is going to tear right through them.
Mm-hmm.
So you need the dryer flex. Is the best option. It doesn't crush, and you can put it to any length that you need.
Mm-hmm.
It's flexible. It's just the better characteristics of the old options and eliminates the deficiencies
Mm-hmm.
in the foil.
I love having guests on that do like kind of what you're doing. It's not something everyone thinks about on an everyday basis, you know? And which is kind of why I like to have you guys on the show, because then people who are listening are like, I'd never ever thought about having someone come and check my dryer vent. Or, I mean, heck, I'm sure there's some of you guys that don't even clean your dryer vent. You probably don't even think about it. And you just do the one on your dryer, but you're not really doing the whole tubing that goes, from the dryer.
I would love to see like a survey done to see how many dryers have been replaced when maybe they didn't need to be.
Oh,
And
yeah.
like how many like accidents have like, because that is like you're saying stuff that like I know. I mean, up until we recently added like a little laundry thing a year ago, where we did the steel pipe, not the steel pipe, but the straight pipe for the dryer outlet instead of but every other dryer I've ever had in every place has been that crimp stuff.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's like now to hear it, like actually there's better solutions and you really should. It's like, oh my gosh, man, I would love to hear the numbers on like people replacing equipment that maybe didn't need to, just maybe needed a cleaning or a house fire or something, any inefficiencies. That's such good information.
Yeah, we a lot of people will call appliance stores. Haley's is one of the biggest ones that we use, and they will actually refer their customers to us first.
Oh, that's great.
To have your dryer cleaned and checked over, just to make sure you're not going to go out and have to spend $500 or more on a new dryer. So they will refer, it's always good to get it checked to make sure there's nothing going on. And it can save, the benefits of cleaning your dryer vents. Preventing fires is the biggest one, saving residents up to $24 per month on utility bills. And I think $24 a month, well, that's eggs and milk right now. So
and you think about it, if somebody's bill went up $24, they sure enough gonna get mad about it. So if you can save it, let's save it.
And these times you need to be saving as much as you can. It also helps preventing carbon monoxide poisoning, eliminating the mold issues, and just extending the life of your dryer. It's kind of like getting your oil changed. You do that to extend the life of your vehicle, to keep it running properly.
Right.
And that's the same thing with your dryer. You need to have regular maintenance on it. We do suggest for residents, maybe get it done once a year. For big companies and industries, commercial places, get it done 6 months to a year, depending on, what services you provide.
Well, I think kind of like Woody was saying, the dryer that I had prior to the one that we currently, we actually had it happen where something had to have caught fire because it clicked, but it clicked off, but you could see the burnt, like where it had burnt into the back of it. And now I don't know if it was more of an electrical issue or, dryer vent, but it's definitely not something you want to play around with, because you're right. A lot of times when you hear about house fires, that's one of the first things I think about was the dryer on, because, that's a big piece of it.
Yeah. And when our technicians come out to site, we do the check 10+1 feature first. And then we take all the factors of what he does and meter readings, put it together in our flat rate pricing book. And we go over everything with you from start to finish, and what the initial cost would be to either just have it cleaned or bring it up to code or rerun it. We can rerun lines if need be. And then, give you that final price. And the technician is 98% of the time stocked with everything on his van to start and finish the job the same day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, y'all do residential and commercial work, correct?
Yes. So we do hotels, duplexes, apartments, and then residential, trying to get into other places that might not know they need it, or already have it done. Your colleges, universities, hair
Mhm.
salons, nail salon, pet places,
Oh,
pet
yeah.
groomers.
Shoot, just the amount of dog hair it comes out of my
Yeah.
my lint tray when I just, wash a load of clothes because of one animal. I can imagine a veterinary hospital or
Yeah.
somewhere that is, constantly,
Hmm.
has animals there. That's, yeah, I can
Yeah,
talk
and it
about
could
that.
save. I mean, this is something that you'd have to ask your insurance companies, but for businesses, this could be something that saves the liability cost and can help lower your premiums.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know. Now, so we were talking a little bit about, y'all also have the critter control business.
Yes.
But we were talking a little bit before the show on how that can also tie into the dryer vent side of things too. So
Yeah.
I wanted to kind of bring that up because it's not always lint that ends up hanging out in
No,
your dryer vent,
unfortunately not.
which makes me creepy. I don't even want to really think about it, but let's
Your
go
bathroom.
for it.
So on the outside, so we have critter control as well. A company where we come out and take care of all your wildlife nuisance animals, whether it's snakes, mice, skunks, possums. We do it all.
I want to let you know we were talking about otters before we came in here, and I put Grover's ears up. Like I put his hood up in there so he
Yes.
couldn't hear if
Yes.
Yeah,
if
we
they just
we didn't
did
want
things
him
with the
to hear
otters.
about the
Oh, poor
trap
guy.
and
Critter
You
control.
know, he gets
aspects.
into everything sometimes, poor guy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we didn't want him to hear what could
No.
potentially be,
But on the outside of your house, you've got your foundation vents, your dryer vents, your bathroom vents, and you need to make sure they're the right proper ones as well, because if it's the plastic ones, a lot of times over time they'll get brittle and they'll break. The
Mhm.
metal ones are the best. Um, or the different type of composite vents that we have. Um, Snakes that get in there.
No.
We get calls all the time for birds and squirrels nesting. They've done got into the dryer vent line or the bathroom vent line, and
Mm-hmm.
they start to nest, and that can end badly for everybody.
And I'm assuming that's also the perfect gateway for mice to run in and out of.
Yes,
So
yes.
it's not.
It could be if it's slow enough, or mice will climb up that wall in a heartbeat and get in if they feel like they're comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I told you I was tell you a little story. So my like my house, we're basically surrounded by woods and fields. So we're like the perfect breeding ground for like mice and snakes and all those fun little things. So we went on vacation one year, gone for a week, and my husband likes to like turn the heat, like he doesn't want the AC running, so he'll turn the heat up while we're gone. So it's all like hot and stuff in there when we get home. But we got home late one night and went straight to bed because we were exhausted. Didn't think about it. Got up the next morning and I went straight into the bathroom. Well, thank gosh, I did not sit on my toilet without looking because there was a snake
Oh.
wrapped around the window above my toilet. He was hanging from the window, like from the
That's a
the
nice little
blinds.
surprise.
You ain't never heard somebody scream so quick. I went running out, but I guess he had gotten in through somewhere, and he was. But you know how like you sit and sometimes snakes will drop on you. If I had happened, y'all, I wouldn't even be here. There would be no talk local
did you
to you.
burn the house down?
No, my husband went and got him and took him outside. It won't nothing to him, but I was like freaking out, and then I was like searching my whole house all day, like for any other
Unfortunately,
creepy crawlies.
that happens, and if it gets in through your vent line, generally it is a squirrel or a bird. It can be other things,
Mhm.
but we've had calls where people are freaking out because the bird flew through, and now the bird is in their house tearing stuff up, or a
Mhm.
squirrel, going on a rampage, just trying to get out, but
I couldn't
flying
imagine a squirrel
everywhere.
running through my house. It reminds me of, what's that movie? I can't think of. There's a movie where the squirrel's running around and then he's on the person's back, and I can't remember what it is, but that cracks me up.
That's Christmas Vacation.
Yes, well, there's that one. Yes,
Oh,
I think that
yeah.
is it. I think it is Christmas Vacation. I'm thinking
Yeah.
of.
The squirrel will be fine until the snake gets it.
Yeah.
Then that's fine, right?
Right.
yeah.
Whatever.
It eats each other. But I always think of open season with critter control. You got all the things. Now we don't generally deal with anything with bears, but all the other things.
Well, and so I would think now with it becoming spring, you start to see more of them, because the weather has turned nicer quicker this year.
Yes, it
So
has.
you start to see more of that happening where, all the different animals they're thinking, oh, well, we were in hibernation, but you
Yeah.
know what? It's time to get out.
Yeah, they're a little confused right now because some animals we are seeing that are just present right now that shouldn't be present or as
Right.
present as they are. Skunks is mating season. It was mating season. Everybody was smelling dead skunk on the road or around
Mhm.
your house, and now we're coming up on bat season.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be doing their thing, and bats are federally
Protected, yep.
So yeah, there's a lot of things to it that if you don't know all the laws
Mhm.
associated with it, you can definitely get fined.
Because you can't move them if
No.
they are in your home. Like, how does that work? Because I know that because of their protected, you can't move
so
them.
there's separate seasons that you can and can't. If it's
Okay.
the season where they've had their pups,
Mm-hmm.
you can't do anything with them until they go away. And
Gotcha.
once it's the season that you're able to remove them, we can come out and put up bat excluders to, it's a one-way valve where they can come out, but they can't get back in.
Okay.
And, you've got other things that you can do to prevent it
Mhm.
before the season. Sealing up cracks, gaps, entry points like that. Bats can get through anything the size of a dime, believe it or not. So,
Really? I knew mice could. I know bats
yeah,
could.
bats can. Yeah.
See, I see bats at my house a lot in the summer, like swooping
Yeah.
around out in
Mhm.
the evening. So I know they're somewhere. I'm just hoping they ain't in my house because I ain't never seen them. But I do know I've heard a lot about how they're protected, and I've heard where people want, like, they're sometimes in their wall or something, but
Yeah.
they can't move them because
Right.
of that. So that's
Yep.
kind of cool to
That's right.
to know.
Some things, most birds are protected. There's only some birds that we can do certain things with.
Hmm.
A lot of stuff for the commercial aspect of critter control. We do pigeons. We do bird netting for a
Mhm.
lot of customers. And that's a big thing to keep them out and away because ain't nothing worse than having the clean aspect of it, but having birds all around and you probably get pooed on. So.
Yeah. No, we don't want that. Now snakes are open. See, we go with snakes.
Snakes. Oh yeah.
I'm not saying open season. Don't go out there and everybody.
Well,
and I know
actually,
snakes serve a purpose. I'm
you can-
assuming. I don't need to have any public rights activists call me
do.
saying
That's
anything
it.
about the
All the
snakes.
snake lovers are gonna
Snakes are
crash the
okay. They have
show.
stuff they do. I'm
Snakes
just,
are seasonal,
but they can be moved. I guess what I'm saying.
Yes, you can definitely relocate
We're gonna
them.
move them.
relocated by someone else other than
Heather.
yourself.
By
will
Heather,
know.
yeah. Call us. Call Critter Control if you have animals that need. We do not do cats and dogs. That will be your general animal control,
Right.
vets, stuff like
Yeah.
that. But we don't do domesticated animals.
Okay.
But, snakes, their season is generally from March to October. They've come out a little bit earlier in February, and sometimes they can last until November. But we do offer, seasonal snake services as well.
Okay, cool. Well, Mary, tell us, how can our listeners get a hold of you guys if they have a dryer vent issue, a critter issue, all the things in between?
Absolutely. Well, you can go to either website.
Okay.
I have a website for both dryer vent and critter control. If you want to call and book an appointment, you can go online and do that on the website, or you can call into the office at 434 255-3006.
There you go.
It's like your own number. You don't really
I know.
use it a lot.
I have the same issue.
Yes,
I do
but-
that all the time.
It is 434-255-3006 for Dryer Vent Wizard. If you need critter control help, you can definitely go online and book it, or you can call into the office. I'm the one that answers the phone. That number is 540-404-8178.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming on, because
Thank y'all
that's
for
all
having
such
me.
interesting information and stuff I think people need to know. I mean, everyone should be checking their vents after this
Well, give us
episode.
a call. Absolutely. I appreciate y'all having me on here.
So I'm gonna give a quick just so anyone who's listening to ACC update.
Breaking
Breaking
sports news.
Syracuse is up.
Da-da-da, da-da-da.
Yeah, Syracuse is up 25-21 over Wake Forest. just so y'all know at this point. And we've got like 4 minutes left in the first half. But anyway, that's my breaking news update on the ACC tournament right now. So
Hey, you
y'all
gotta
know.
have that on every show.
I know. I'm not lying. That's what when I leave here, I'm going back to the office. I'm gonna have like ACC tournament on while I'm working because that's goals for me for the rest of this week.
Goals, yes.
Now, speaking of goals and people, tax time, everything happening. We got Jeremy back with us today. How are you?
Hello.
What are we talking about today? What's the big news in the tax world?
I found my list.
Well, that is big news.
We're just going to talk. We're going to try and get as much done from it as possible.
Let's do it.
Well, we was on WLNI talking about some tax planning strategies, and we only really got the 2 of them.
I know. How many are there?
Well, there's
620.
a lot.
No, I'm just kidding.
But I got 10.
Okay.
With some subpoints under them. It looks like we talked about standard deduction versus itemized, and then we talked about tweaking your W-4.
Okay, yeah, we did. And that's important, the W-4 piece. Yep.
Yeah. So then we were trying to get onto the 401k contributions, and you got your Roth versus traditional. So a lot of people are trying to figure out, well, which one should I do? Your traditional is you can give up to about $22,000 a year on that, for our larger income earners, and that helps offset any income that you made during the year. So let's just say you made $100,000 a year, and you put away 20. Well,
Right.
you're only gonna get taxed on
I put away
80.
$2. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. Keep going.
Well, you only be taxed on 80 because it offsets.
Right.
Yeah. So that's a benefit right there. Now, the only thing is that I feel like a lot of people should try to consider before they go hardcore. Before they go hardcore on doing that, if they can't do it, is think about your cash position. Because
Okay. Because you can't get it back out.
yeah, I mean,
Okay.
you can, but you don't. You can with the 10% penalty.
Right. So, okay, yeah.
So
You get
if
the
you
penalty.
if you're okay with that, then yeah. But I mean, the whole purpose is you're trying to think about your future. Now, that I'm just gonna leave that at that. That's just your decision from there. Now that's an immediate tax benefit,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's a 401k or an IRA.
Okay.
Now, the Roth side, there's no immediate tax deduction on that.
Okay.
The tax deduction comes when you're ready to pull it out after you retire. So when you're ready to pull the money out after 59 and a half, you don't pay taxes on it. That's where the tax benefit comes in at.
Okay.
Because when you're putting money in, let's say you're putting in, $20,000 a year, and it depends on, and it's the same thing. If you're doing on a 401k, you can do up to 22,000, and you can actually do split. You can do a Roth and traditional, but it can't go over 22. And on the IRA, it can only go up to 6,000.
Okay.
Now, if you're older, if you're over, I don't even have them numbers in front of me, but if you're over 55, you can do an extra contribution.
Okay.
I hate putting stuff out there, and then let me see. IRA.
Well, isn't it normally around that age because of like retirement age and stuff like that? Like 55, 56?
50. It's
50. Oh, 50.
Yeah. All right.
Great.
see.
I only got a few more years. Woo.
Oh, come on.
I can retire. No, I'm just kidding. I ain't never retiring.
Yeah. No. Don't do that. So then you can do 7,000 on the IRA.
Okay.
Okay. So on the wait a minute. Okay, here we go. So on the Roth, so let's say if you're putting 20,000 a year, you're only paying taxes on the 20,000.
Mm-hmm.
When it has grown, so let's say it's doubled
Mm-hmm.
by the time you're ready to retire, and you pull out 40,000, or you're getting, let's just say you just happen to pull out 40,000. You don't have to do that because you can do monthly payments. But let's say you decide, hey, I need some money because we're trying to do something to the house or something or whatever. Then that 40,000 will not be taxed.
Okay.
So that's the tax benefit there. So that's more of a longer term strategy, not an immediate strategy.
Okay.
Okay. Hope I made that clear.
Yeah, I understood it. So hopefully, if I understand it, then most people should.
Okay, good.
Because when it comes to that sort of thing, I'm, and I feel like Grover should be listening to these shows, making sure he's doing.
He does. He
his
listens
stuff.
to every single one.
Just
He-
checking.
yeah. We talk about it after.
Because I'm sure he's making all the dough and needs to know where to put it.
Yeah. Well, I have to admit, you had me paranoid after the last week's episode. Okay.
Okay.
Haven't
So-
you had him paranoid?
No, you did. Let me tell you in a good way though, because so when you were talking, and this just goes to show you, this is a good example of why it helps to have a professional, someone you can ask and to kind of be in the know, right? So you were talking about like the different tax classifications for businesses, right? What
Mhm.
like if you're S corp, so C corp, sole proprietor, whatever. And I, for the life of me, y'all left yesterday, and I sat, I was like, what am I? And I thought, because I was like, did I file the paperwork like 7 years ago? What have I been filing? Like, I had this panic moment, right?
Right.
Of like, well, what? Wait. Well, what have I been filing? So I literally called the IRS, right? Called them after y'all left, and just said, hey, can you tell me what form I filled out? Because it is like I'm telling you, like it is from a business standpoint and all this stuff. It really does help to have someone in the know.
Yeah.
And to kind of use the same person over and over so that like stuff like that, like, because I usually do my own taxes, but here coming up, I'm going to start putting that out to a contractor. So like, but for me, it was like, well, I just wish I would have like just had someone I've been using and just to kind of like squash my immediate
Right.
panic mode. So, but that was great information that you dropped on like in that episode, and then it made me really start to get stuff in order. It's like, well, I need to
Wow.
know that. I need to have that information available so that I know what I'm filing. I don't even know what I filed during the year. So I mean, that just tells you how
Yeah.
like quickly years can go by and you don't even know what paperwork you fill
Right.
out.
You're
So
just trying to meet the deadline.
you're just trying to make your deadline, and then all of a sudden, fast forward, it's like, man, I might have been filing it wrong for 5 to 6 years.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah, I've seen that happen. Yeah, and I've had to correct it. I do a lot of corrected returns, because those can get really difficult. Trying to correct a return, from the standpoint of just making sure you have the right information. Because sometimes
Yes.
when
Yeah.
you're talking to someone, I mean, years go by, you ain't gonna remember everything.
Right.
I mean, so I have to. I've done this for so long. I know the questions to ask.
Mhm.
And we get them taken care of, then it's just peace of mind. It's funny because the other day I had someone drop off a backpack to me. I've never had that happen. Most of the time you see people dropping off boxes.
Right.
Nah, this guy, it was a nice backpack too. It was one that, you put on one shoulder one.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it was a nice one, but that one's going to take me a minute to get through that one. I'm going to tell you.
Backpack full of
Yeah,
tax stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
That's great.
But they felt at ease when they handed me that backpack though.
Mhm.
It won't a cheap backpack. Let's just
Yeah.
put it. It's one of them ones with the padding in it. And
Yeah.
okay.
Well, I'm sure they did, because when you don't know how to do something, it is uneasy. It makes you feel like, if you're doing it wrong. So even just knowing that you're giving it to somebody who does know takes a load off of your shoulders, just in that moment, just knowing, okay, I'm handing this over to somebody who's more professional than I, and can handle
That
it.
possibly might know. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, like I'm not gonna go hand my stuff to Woody now, apparently.
No, God, no,
What?
no, absolutely not.
That's
I did. You could really, after y'all left, I was like, I paced for about 10 minutes. I was like, I got to
you
call the
did.
IRS. I can't eat lunch yet.
Oh,
I did. And then I called, and she was super nice, but it was just like, ma'am, I've got the weirdest question. I need to know what I am. So
I need to know what
You
I
need
am.
are
to know.
a United States American.
it was such like a philosophical question.
That's
What,
hilarious.
what am I?
So what are you? What did you figure it
Yeah,
out?
I'm the sole proprietor LLC. For
Okay.
some reason I was hung up in my head that I had filed the S corp thing
Okay,
or whatever.
gotcha.
And I actually think I filed S corp the first 2 years and didn't even know.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh,
So now like I've been filing it right, thank God.
okay,
recently.
good.
Yeah. But like it was one of those things where it's like that shows you I may not be the average business owner. I don't know. God help us if I am the average business
Oh, I
owner.
see this all the time.
So business owners out there, it really wouldn't hurt to have a person. so that like, you continually go to, so that for moments like that where it's like, you know what, am I doing it right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like technology is awesome in that aspect, But I mean, I think that's where the true professionals rise up, when the technology cannot, or the information online cannot help fully guide you. You need someone to, run it by,
Mhm.
that you can trust too, because you're talking about your financial information here.
Yeah. So
All right.
what's up? What's
So,
next on the
okay.
tax
All right.
saving list?
All right. Okay. All right.
We always get off topic. We
Yeah.
always
Now,
start.
hey, that's part of the show, right?
Yep.
It would be boring if we stayed on taxes. Is boring. I'm
Yeah.
telling you. If you stay on track on just talking about taxes all the time, it's boring. Why are you laughing at me?
Because you're right.
Okay, all right, gotcha. Because I could tell when I was talking to you about 401ks, your
My eyes
eyes
start to
started-
glaze over.
yeah.
I start looking like the donuts
Yeah.
from Duck Donuts we're
Yeah.
getting ready to
Yeah.
have
She
next week.
passed out for a brief second.
I started watching the game. I was like, what's he
Yeah.
talking about? Let
Yeah,
me see
yeah,
what's
yeah.
happening over here with Wake Forest. and
Hey,
CSU.
it's all good.
No, I'm just kidding.
I already know they're boring, so. But anyways, then my next topic, I think I'm gonna switch. I had a HSA and FSA.
Yep.
Say that 3 times fast.
No, because I can't.
Okay.
HSA, FSA, right?
FSA.
FSA. Okay. Yeah. Well,
See, you couldn't even say it once, so yeah.
yep.
Anyways, I'm gonna touch on this business structure, business entity structure, because that was my next topic before that one. Then I'll go back to that one. So,
Okay.
Are there any tax savings in having a business structure? Yes and no.
Okay.
I'm gonna start with this LLC, because there's a myth out there that if I start a business and I become an LLC, I'm going to save money on my taxes. And I'm sorry to tell you, but that is not true. I'm
Okay.
sorry. You do not save money on becoming an LLC. LLC is a legal structure. It's limited liability company, and that's all it is.
Okay.
You're just saving money on the liability of if a lawsuit were to occur, then it lowers the risk. So they will come after the LLC first, and then the insurance that's there, and
Mhm.
whatever it does not cover, it goes after your personal assets.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So you are not scotch free just because you became an LLC. An
Oh,
LLC, according to the IRS, a single member LLC, a one owner, is the same as a sole proprietor. There's
gotcha.
no difference.
Okay.
All right. And then the next structure is S Corp. That one you can save. Oh, wait a minute. Let me go back to the LLC. The LLC, man, I didn't hit a button on my thing and messed my phone. Anyways, it's bothering me because I don't like how it looks. Oh, what I do here? All right. Whatever. I'm about to let this thing go. All right. So, anyways, on the LLC, you are taxed at 15.3% of your net profit.
Okay.
That's pretty.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
And that's on top of your income tax too.
Okay.
So you got your income tax, whatever the bracket you fall in. So let's say that's 15%.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's say 12%.
Okay.
So you got 12% plus 15.3.
15.3. Okay.
So then when it's time to your taxes are done, hey, you owe $7,000.
Right.
What? Why owe $7,000? Because LLCs have to pay self-employment taxes. That's why it's up. 15.3 is the 6.2 of Social Security, and
Okay.
then the what's the 7.65 minus 6.2, and then whatever that difference. I think it's 1.92,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's Medicare.
Okay.
Medicare. Yep. So you have to pay that on as an employee and the company owner. So that's 15.3%.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yes. Automatically. And you cannot, if you decide that you want to go on payroll, it's not an expense because you're paying it on the net. I know that's confusion. And that's why I got to have a whiteboard to explain that.
So we need in here now, Woody. We need a whiteboard so he
Said,
can
"Oh, after that."
explain stuff to me.
Yeah, but I'll just put it out there, and then
But what you're basically saying is that's a lot of taxes
you're paying a lot of
to
tax.
be an
So
LLC.
yeah, an LLC, there's, like I was saying, there's no tax savings in that.
Mm-hmm.
You're paying it. It's just a legal entity. The savings is on the lawsuit side of it. It's illegal. It's more legal than
Mhm.
tax. Now, when you become an S corp, if you're an LLC, so some may say, well, what should I, if I'm starting a business, should I be an S corp or an LLC and change to an S corp? Well, me personally, I believe you should be an LLC and then convert to an S corp, because LLCs is what is in for today. The S corps were what was in back during the baby boomer time.
Mm-hmm.
They're not as flexible.
Okay.
So but anyways, but if you become an S corp, you cut out that self-employment.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's where you save taxes on.
Mhm. Okay.
All right, and you got to file that form 2553.
2553. That makes me sound like, was it Stitch where he's got like his number is anyway, never mind.
What is his number?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
I should. But my daughter will actually get mad at me for not knowing, but I can't think of what it is right now. But anyway, okay, yeah.
How much time we running?
We got about 5 minutes left.
5 minutes. Okay.
5 minutes.
All right. Let me hit on the HSA, and then I'll just mention what I have left, and we'll go in detail later on that.
Okay.
So you got and you know, most of the larger companies can afford to do the HSAs or FSAs, which is you got the health savings account and the flexible spending account. That's what that is.
Yes.
And you don't have, if your company does not offer those, you can get them yourself. You can just go get your own account and start funding it. And those are with the same concept with the IRA contributions, the traditional or the 401k traditional. Whatever you put in, I think they have a limit. There's a limit on it. I don't know what it is right now. I have to look at it, but I want to say,
Did you see that?
yeah.
That was weird. All the lights just went out.
Uh-oh.
Came back on. Is Grover? Where's Grover?
Oh,
See?
Oh, uh-oh.
That's happening.
There we go.
Anyway.
Okay. And so the HSA, whatever you contribute into that, you get to offset that on your income too. So for example, if you made 100,000 and you contributed 7,000, then the 7,000 comes off of the 100,000, which is 93,000.
Okay.
So if you have all of those trickling, the 401k, the IRA contributions, the HSA, the FSA, that just keeps taking away off of, and you get the immediate benefit. Withholding taxes on your W-2, you don't get no benefit on that, because now still withhold. Now, I'm not telling you not to withhold. You need to have a plan before you don't do stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the power of saving and taxes, but you got to plan it out. Don't just randomly do stuff, because then you're going to be shocked and wonder why this didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
That's definitely something. Yeah, I think a lot of this stuff I didn't know, and I think for just a random, I would be like, oh, let me just start this account, and I wouldn't have a clue what I was doing. So yeah, it's good information.
Yeah. I mean, you know, if you want to be better with your money, first, you know, you want to set a good cash goal that you want in your bank for immediate access. Of course, if you can put it in a money market account or whatever. I'm not trying to be a financial advisor. I'm just trying to think of areas you can put money that you can have immediate access to where it's not locked up, because most financial products lock your money up. Then you got your 401k, those contributions. You got those contributions. So if you made 100,000 and then you put 20,000 in the 401k, that's 20,000. Then if you do 6,000 in your IRA, that's 26,000. If you do 7,000 in the HSA, so what's that? We're at 2633. So now we're at $77,000 that you only pay taxes on, when if you didn't do any of them, then now of course it's at so if you didn't do any of those, then you would be paying it on 100,000. So those are ways, and plus you're still benefiting from them, but it locks your money up, and you know.
Hmm.
So you got to think about those things before you start putting money into them. But if you're already good in a cash position and you're not living above your means, then these are great avenues to start at.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay.
Well, thank you for sharing all of that. And again, just in case someone's listening to this episode and hadn't listened to any of the past ones, how can they get a hold of you, Jeremy?
Yes, you can get a hold of us. We're on taxresolutionaccounting.com or Facebook or LinkedIn.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So it's halftime, 35-33 Syracuse over Wake Forest in the ACC tournament, just for anyone who needs that last minute update. And because it's my show, I'm going to end it with Go Hoos.